Hi everybody, welcome back into Universal Beauty. I thought today we would just kind of carry on with our discussion about essential tools, and today is all about game changers. Just things that you didn't know you needed it until you got one and started using it, and now you just can't imagine being without it. And I'm going to go through a few of my favorite things, and then of course I would love to hear anything that you have that you feel the same way about. So just to get started, some of these things are, definitely a little more pricey. You got to save your pennies for these, but I just found that, gosh, I'm so glad that I did. And now that it is, I can't imagine being without these things. So the first thing is the Clarisonic cleansing tool, and this one is the Smart Profile Uplift. And this thing is retails for about $245, but it looks like this, and it's just this sonic technology, and this is a brush. And there's different kinds of brushes depending on the sensitivity of your skin or exactly what you want done. This comes with a charger. It comes with a body brush as well that you can attach if you want to use this in the shower and you have areas that you want to really deep clean as well. And then the nice thing about this, it's timed. So you're just kind of holding it in place. You don't need to dig into your face. Oh, see, that's what it sounds like. And you just kind of hold it against your face and it does the work for you. I believe that this has like this oscillating technology has, oh gosh, like thousands of repetitions per, minute or oscillations or something like that. And it's very simple, but now, my face doesn't feel clean unless I use this. Like, if I ever go someplace where I'm overnight and I didn't take this with me, I just, all day, I just don't feel the same. I'm terribly spoiled by this device right now, and it really helps to remove dirt and oil and sweat. If you put cleanser on your face and you use either your hands or a washcloth, this does a job 6 times better than that. There's like these really great photos that they have before and afters of people, add their skin, to show what the removal of makeup and dirt was. And those kind of cameras that go like real infrared, those kind of things. And you'd be amazed at just how much different and how much cleaner it is with one of these, and you can feel it. And when your face is really clean like that, it accepts your products so much better, the things that you're putting on, like the serums and creams, and your makeup goes on nicer. It helps to reduce the size of pores, which is a big issue really for me, especially. I feel like in my along my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin, I got like Franken pores, and so that is really important to me. In addition to that cleansing brush, it has this little brush head here that looks like this weird little triangle thing. And this is a massaging tool that goes on the end of that, and you just run it along and it uplifts, and it's a, cumulative effects that just help you to kind of keep everything uplifted. This tool is totally worth the money. It's a great thing, and anyway, like I said, I know it's a little pricey at $245. You can get other Clarisonic tools that are a little less. Maybe they don't have the massaging tool. There's the one that's called the Mia, is like a smaller kind of just edge of your sink type thing. You can travel with it, and I believe that one is a smaller price point. And it really doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as you're getting that brush and that circulation for cleaning, you will feel the difference. And it's so great. So that's my first thing that I can no longer live without. Secondly, I was going to talk about retinol. And retinol is, Retin-A is like the big kingpin. And that is, from vitamin A. That's the stuff that really, is medical, makes your skin peel like crazy, and there's beautiful skin underneath, but boy, you really go through it in that first part. This is Obagi, this is Zoe Medical, and this one here is like a 0.5% retinol, and it's a brightening treatment. It targets skin discoloration, any kind of It helps with future damage to prevent against that. Sun damage, darker spots, to fade those kind of things. It's antioxidant protection. The thing about retinol is a lot of times stuff that is sold over the counter is not stabilized retinol. We need stabilized retinol. Why? Because that is something that is going to, it's different from Retin-A, because Retin-A, as soon as that hits your face, it starts working. Retinol is something that it sort of reacts with your skin, and it's almost like a time release, and it's a little bit better. And you might have, like, say in the corners of your nose or a few places, you might get some flaking and itching, but nothing like, like when a snake sloughs off of the skin, like you get with Retin-A. So that stuff is really good. I was talking to my skin doctor, and they were, in that office, they were saying that people that don't want to get involved with fillers or things like that, the single best thing you can do for your skin is use retinol. So it's worth it to possibly see a skin doctor and have them do a little prescription for you that's about an 0.5% or better. I would just kind of say that the stuff that it's nice to have that tag of retinol in creams at the drugstore or whatever, but it's really not doing anything for you. It's like a nice thing to say, but it has to be true stabilized retinol, and you need it. Well, you know what? I'm going to take back what I said a minute ago. The single best thing you can do for your skin is obviously sunscreen. I don't go out of the house without an SPF 35 on my face. There's just no way. But retinol is like the single second best thing that you can do to really help you to not have like those fine lines and wrinkles being so obvious. I mean, I kind of accept it as aging. I would feel like if I didn't have some wrinkles on my face, I would look weird at my age. So I accept them, but I just don't think that I want the deep crevasses. So I really try to stay ahead of the ball with this kind of stuff. And I think it's really important. And I would say this is a game changer. Retinol has improved the texture of my skin. It's really helped to fade some of the lines and dark spots and things like that. And yeah, love that. So that's another thing that was a game changer for me. The next thing is when applying cosmetics, when you go to the hotel and they've got those amazing, great mirrors in there, well, those are Zadro mirrors. And so I would say for me, the Zadro mirror was a game changer. And let me see, I'm going to put this kind of, how will I do that? Just so you can kind of see this thing. It sits on the tabletop. Well, there we go. And it does have this dial where a ring light comes on, and of course it looks real blue on camera here, and it's not really the case. It is like natural sunlight, and it's a dimmer switch. So if your things are looking too bright, you can definitely dial it down. And it's such a great way to apply your makeup. Now the thing that's really cool about this is it flips around and it goes to 5% more magnification. And you can really get in there, but you can still see your whole face. That's the thing that is so nice about it. And you can really see it, like, eyebrows, little stray hairs, anything, you can kind of really check if there's makeup settling in any lines anywhere. You can really see everything with this. Now, the rule of thumb is because it is such clear up magnification, only allow yourself 5 minutes in the magnification side, because otherwise, you're just going to sit there and figuratively and literally pick your face apart. And you don't want to get involved with that. It's really there to be a tool to help, not to make you feel bad about yourself. So the Zadro mirror here, this one retails for, gosh, $199. It was expensive. But, every day I'm like, I'm so glad that I have this thing. It's really amazing. And so there are also like smaller versions and everything like that. This brand is Zadro, that's Z-A-D-R-O. And like I said, they're the ones that are typically in all the good hotels, and that's why we all love those bathrooms and like think, wow, this stuff is wonderful. Anyway, this one's called the Surround Lighted Glamour Mirror. And boy, it really is a workhorse, and I use it every day. It's already paid for itself for me, and really recommend having something that gives you that natural sunlight look, and the magnification. Like I say, it is important, but 5 minutes, even if you have to set yourself a timer, do not stay there longer than that, because then it starts to get weird. Okay, one of the next things that for me was a game changer was something simple. It is organic coconut oil. And organic coconut oil, it can be used in your hair, on your skin. You can actually, if you wanted to get into that oil pulling where you swish it around in your mouth, that kind of stuff. This is another workhorse that does so many things, and it's so good for skin, hair. You can polish your cuticles, not polish. You can massage it into your cuticles to keep your nails in good shape. Really, really great stuff. And that's, between $5 and $10. This is 28 ounces in this thing. But wow, I never knew coconut oil was going to be so good until I started using it regularly, and now I wouldn't be without it. So I keep one in the kitchen to cook with and one in my room to moisturize with. And like I say, you can use it on the ends of your hair and stuff like that too. If you wanted to do a little overnight mask kind of thing, it's good for that as well. Okay, then another thing is, this is the same people, Sonicare toothbrush. This one is the old style. I think they're a little more slick right now, the ones that they're coming out with. This is the old school one, and it's still going strong for me. It has these changeable brush heads that every time you want a new toothbrush, you just snap a new head on there. And it also has the same oscillation technology as that Clarisonic machine for your face. The same people make these things, and it's also got the timer, so you know that you're there brushing your teeth as long as you should be. And this thing helps to remove plaque, and it helps with gum health, and it helps to brighten your smile. I remember going for my checkup, and when they're cleaning your teeth and they're always scolding you about plaque and stuff, well, they were like, gosh, you really just don't have a lot of plaque buildup. I'm sure it's because of this Sonicare toothbrush, because of that oscillation. You can't get that with just a normal, manual toothbrush that you're using yourself. You can, get in there, but you're not getting the same kind of power as this thing. So makes your teeth feel really clean. Again, it's just like the Clarisonic machine for your face, in that when you don't use this one, you really can notice you want to go back to it. So that's another game changer. Absolutely. Those are right now. This is the old school one that I said, and this retails, if you look online, Google it, and you can get deals for like $20 to $30 for this one. I think the new sleeker models, they have like a thinner toothbrush head and stuff, and those kind of are even going like for about $119 now. So this is really, like I said, this is going strong. I've had this for a few years, and all I ever have to replace is the brush heads. So it's a great thing. Okay, now moving on, another game changer for me. Oh boy, back to Edward Bess. I told you guys I'm obsessed. Edward Bess, this is called Hair Hero, and this is a treatment for your hair that you just get like, let's see. Well, this is Black Sea. Edward Bess did a lot of, he was a model when he was a little younger. I think he's still young. He's like in his 30s, but just in his 30s. But, he was a model for years, and really got into skincare, noticing how when on a trip to the Black Sea, how that, the minerals there, and, how these people, their skin, their hair, everything was. So he's very big on that Black Sea stuff, and you'll find a lot of things on his website. Anyway, this here, the Hair Hero, adds volume, it can sculpt, it defines, adds texture, it smooths. Just a pump or two, it depends on the length of your hair. You just kind of emulsify it in your hands, and you can just, get in there. And right now it's been very cold and rainy here on the Central Coast. So, it's kind of like, oh boy, using any straightening tools or anything, I kind of am just letting my hair kind of do its thing naturally, because there's kind of no point when it's out raining this way. Anyway, there's so many good things in this. And it's very nourishing for your hair, but it really replaces a lot of products with this just one thing. This is $44 on edwardbest.com. We were talking the other day about where you can get his products. It's at Bergdorf's, and I think maybe Neiman Marcus, if I'm not mistaken. But Bergdorf's for sure. They love our boy, and boy, so do I. Another one that's just an absolute game changer. Just improves the health of your hair, and you can put it in damp hair or dry hair, and then you can blow it out or style it, let it air dry naturally, and you still get the same effects, and it is just wonderful stuff. So who knew? I now know I cannot live without it. Okay, this thing is a really interesting machine. This is Me by Elos. And this is actually an at-home laser hair removal system. And there's little handheld devices. I think like the No-No is one, and a few other things. But they're not like this. This one is a machine. This is kind of a first generation one. I've had this a long time, and it looks like this. And when you plug it in, it's got this device here, and you set it for low, medium, high, and there will be like a light laser coming through here, and anywhere that you want hair removed, you just set it there, and it flicks like with a pulse, and it's getting in there, and you just keep moving it however you want to do it. You can use it on your face, or your legs, or your bikini area. It has like a multitude of uses, and the thing is that it's going down into the follicle and destroying it. So now, every once in a while, I might get like one or two little hair things I see on my knee, but for the most part, I don't even have to mess with it anymore. You can use this under your arms as well, and just kill all that stuff off, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. These machines are different strengths, and they go from, let me see here, this one that I have is like 200,000 pulses, but they go up to 600,000. And that's like, the thing with these is I think that they're saying that they are better. The coarser your hair, kind of the better it works. My hair is not too coarse. In fact, it's pretty fine, but for me, it still works. You'd use this initially about once a week for the first 6 weeks, and then there's a thing on here that tells you if your cartridge is if it's 100%, 50%, or you need to get a new one. And then I believe it's about $50 to change the cartridge, but they do last a long time. It's not like you're going to be constantly replacing them. I just kind of keep mine around for little maintenance here and there, but I got all the hair off of my arms, legs, underarms, everything. And it's just so much nicer to not have to think about that. You don't need to, worry about these things. So that ranges from $400 to $600, and it's an expensive piece of equipment, but I feel for me that it did pay for itself. Just not having to hassle with that anymore, I was sold. And so that for me was another game changer that I completely recommend that. That's Me by Elos, E-L-O-S, and check them out because there's a lot of great things that they have on offer, different devices and different ways. Mine is like first generation, and it's probably the lowest priced one, but it certainly worked for me, and I'm absolutely thrilled with those results. Okay, then another thing that I wanted to tell you about are these, Bliss Labs. I love Bliss, and they, I think, have discontinued these, which is a shame, but you can still find them online. There's people that are still selling them. There's softening socks, and there are glamour gloves. And what these are is each of these are lined with a cool gel that seeps into your pores to help hydrate dried out skin. And each of these has about 50 uses. You can just kind of wear them around. This is what the gloves look like. And there's 2 of these, and you can feel that there's they're real spongy. There's gel in here. And you just, you put these on. You don't have to put lotion on first. You just slip your hands in there, wear them around, sit there, watch TV for an hour or so. You won't believe the difference and just how nice and hydrated, and the same for your feet. with the socks, and they're just terrific. I don't know why they would have discontinued them, but like I say, you can still find them like Amazon and gosh, I think there's just a few other places that will still have them, but they look like this: softening socks and glamour gloves. Okay, but after these two, I got to find some more myself, because this is the two that I have on standby, and I just kind of keep them in my nightstand drawer. And when I think of it, like I say, when I'm watching TV and sitting there, give it an hour, give it two, whatever you got, and wow, it's just so great, especially in the wintertime when it's so cold right now and our skin gets so dehydrated. That, and then with the coconut oil, everything is so much better. Okay, so the last thing that I want to share with you, these Bliss things. Okay, usually the socks are right now, I can find them online for about $25, and the gloves go anywhere from $28 to $42. I mean, you can probably find the $28 ones pretty easy if you just Google that and look for them online. But anyway, about 50 uses for each thing, and for me, again, game changer. So glad to have found those. I don't understand why they've discontinued it. I looked on the Bliss Lab, or it's Bliss. It used to be Bliss Labs. I think it's Bliss Beauty now, BLISS. But anyway, I cannot find them on their website at all anymore. So bummer. And the last thing that I want to share with you is the original wet brush. Okay, this thing is an incredible game changer, because this is the best detangling brush, bar none, that you can use on wet or dry hair. It's for men, women, and kids. Like if you have kids that hate to have their hair combed out, it just glides through. You won't believe it. It's so great that you don't even really have to do that thing where you have to start from the bottom and work the knots all the way out. This thing just goes straight through, and it is absolutely wonderful. Straight out of the shower, or like I said, you could use it on dry hair if you want to. And it's also great on extensions. If you wear extensions, you can use this wet brush. These are about $11.99. I think you can go to places like Amazon or Kohl's if you have a Kohl's, and they have them for a little bit less, but Ulta, $11.99. Anyway, so those are some of the things that I have now decided that I can no longer live without, and every single one of them has been 5 stars for me. Wouldn't go back. Sometimes you don't realize that you need something until you get it, and then you're like, how did I ever live without this? So if you have some of those, I would love to hear what your game changers are. If you want to leave a little comment below and share with everybody, that would be wonderful. I'm sure that there's a million things that I've forgotten or we're missing or something like that, but a lot of times this is just great to find out what other people do and what they love so much. So yeah, please do that. And again, if you liked this, please share it. Please subscribe if you haven't. You can hit the little bell down below to be alerted when there's a new episode of Universal Beauty. As always, you're invited to chime in and let us know what you would like to talk about, what you want to do, what you want us to sample or try or teach or talk about, anything like that, and that'll be great. So, the last time I did get some questions. If you're interested in this look, just letting you know, this was all Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Modern Renaissance palette for eyes, the Liquid Glow in Oyster for highlighter, and the lip color is lip gloss in Toffee. So that's all Anastasia Beverly Hills. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you as always. And, please comment below and subscribe. And thanks for being here. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Thank you.